Hello friends, thank you so much for joining me in this short little practice session. If you're like me, I find that when I'm at work outside of doing things like yoga, I get very sore very fast because many times we are sitting in a chair and kind of just going like this throughout the day. And what can be very nice is having some stretch breaks throughout that time. So this is the learned version of the stretch break. I'm gonna have a version as well that has much less cueing, that's just guiding you through the poses. So you can take that one instead. Without further ado, this is one of my favorite ones to do when I don't have a lot of time and I just want to be able to feel good in my body and give myself a little bit of recovery and a little bit of break that can help me do more within my day. So without further ado, come into a semi-wide-legged position. So we're not like super wide because that would probably hurt after sitting in a chair for a long time, but a little bit wide, wider than hips width distance. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, right hand grabs left wrist, come into a lateral side stretch. Oh. Inhale, find length. Exhale, deepen into that stretch. Inhale, arms back overhead. Exhale, left hand grabs right wrist and come to a lateral side stretch on the other side. Inhale, expand. Exhale, to deepen. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, come into a forward fold or a slightly wide-legged forward fold. Find gentle movement side to side. Opening up your hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your legs a little bit wider. Come into a width where it's still comfortable. Continue moving side to side. Linger on one side longer, so come to the right side. Hold in this position. Option to open up your right hand and find a gentle twist. Maybe bend into your right knee a little bit, almost coming into a side lunge. Exhale into center. Come to the other side. Inhale, open up into a twist, finding a gentle bend in your left knee or keeping it straight, as long as that doesn't hurt. Exhale back to center, finding gentle movements. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. If it's available to you, open up even a little further. If it's not, that's okay. If you're here and you're like, I can't go further than this, that is perfectly fine. Sway around a little longer. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and sweep forward. So pivot your right toes to the front of the room. Pivot your left heel off of the ground. You may need to extend your stance longer if you were a little bit closer in the previous stance. Lower your back knee onto the ground. Untuck your back toes. Inhale, Anjane Asana. Arms can be overhead, or you can bring your hands to your right thigh. Pull your right hip back, engage your core long through your spine. What we're really looking for is a psoas stretch. Because we're sitting so long throughout the day, we're constantly in this hip flexion. And what we really want is to create this extension to gain length in the psoas. So inhale, create length. Exhale, deepen into the position. Feels nice. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, half splits, sitting back to your left hip. So you have your hips directly below your left knee. Square your hips forward by pulling your right hip back. Flex your right toes toward the ceiling. Micro bend in your knee. Option to have a deeper bend in your right knee too. You may have really tight hamstrings. That's okay. My hamstrings are also quite tight. This is a great place for blocks, or if you have books or something else as well to create some stability. A lot of times I like to airplane my arms back too. That helps with creating stability. Can also come down to your fingertips. The goal is really to keep length in your back though. So if you come to your fingertips, create a deeper bend in your right knee if that allows you to still feel the hamstring stretch. Inhale, plant your right foot, tuck your back toes, lift and sweep back around to a forward fold. Again, if that's too long of a stance, then step your left foot in and then sweep into a less wide-legged forward fold. Find gentle motion again. Feel how open you feel now versus a moment ago. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and sweep to the other side of the mat, potentially lengthening your stance so you can again lower your back knee and come into an Anjane Asana, untucking your back toes. Inhale your arms high or bring your hands to your left thigh. Create length, engage your core, knit your lower ribs. And exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Feel the stretch in your right psoas, creating length. Opening up. Whew. Feels nice. Breathing into the places where you feel the stretch. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, sit back into half splits, pulling your left hip back, flexing your left toes. Airplane your arms back, or bring your fingertips down and bend your knee a little deeper. Option to find gentle movements as well in your hips. I really recommend if you do it on one side to do it on the other, but I didn't cue it on that side. That's okay. This is the learn. When you go to the flow, maybe I'll cue both. Find gentle movement. You can come to a static position. Plant your left foot down, tuck your back toes. Inhale and come back to a wide-legged forward fold again, maybe shortening your stance first. Moving into space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your toes, heel toe your feet in so that we're kind of in the original position of a wide-legged forward fold, that shorter, narrower one. Inhale, raise up, wide-legged tall mountain. Exhale, toes out, heels in, sit down into an active squat, engaging your core, tucking your tailbone as you come down, checking in with your position. You may need to adjust your stance so that your knees and your feet are in the same direction and your knees are not over your toes. Along through your spine, it's going to just be nice to stretch out a little bit more and engage some muscles that maybe haven't been engaged. Heels out, toes in, inhale. Find a little bit of length here. Move side to side, sway a little bit, whatever feels good. Exhale, your hands together, clasp them behind you. Inhale, open up towards the sky, bringing your gaze up. Exhale, arch your belly in. So arch your back by bringing your belly in, folding forward, chin to chest. Inhale, create spinal extension, surrounding through the spine as you pull down with your hands clasped. Gaze up. Exhale, spinal flexion. Fold forward in your spine. Allow yourself to round as your chin comes to your chest. One more time. Inhale, standing cow. And exhale, standing cat. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. There's a few other positions as well that you can include depending on what you've been doing. That right there is majority of the practice that I like to do. I just like to hit those central spots. Open up my shoulders, allow flexion and extension, the spine, move the hamstrings, move the psoas. One other thing that I like as well is to do a quad stretch. So you can inhale, grab your right ankle with your right hand, push your right foot into your right hand. You can use your left hand to stabilize you by putting it out in front of you for 3, 2, 1, and then pull your right foot towards your glute with your right arm and right hand, coming into a nice quad stretch. You may need to play with stability here as well. You can have a chair next to you or a table. And let go of your foot, slowly lower it to the ground. Bring your left foot to your left hand, push into your left hand for 3, 2, 1, and then allow your left hand to pull towards your glute, coming into the quad stretch. And lower your left foot down. And that is all. That is what I love to do. Hopefully you can use that. If any of those positions felt really nice, stay in them longer. Feel free to modify this sequence as well. Add something else in. If your shoulder is really sore, you can always add in something like this, or you can add in more binds or other things too that can allow you to get additional movement. But maybe a gentle twist is always nice, and then things with hamstrings, quads, psoas, hips, and back. That is all. Again, there's going to be a flow version of this, so thank you for watching this one, for learning about these positions, and I hope to see you in the other one. Take care.